What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. I thought we were live. Well, I didn't think we were live, and I guess we were live. It wasn't showing on my end, but guess we were.
Hello,
So,
everyone.
so we appreciate everybody coming in slowly. I know I just posted the link not too long ago, so we're going to get everybody in here slowly. Corey is here with us this evening. So we are going to chat and get into some things. But I do want to allow a few people to get in before the stream starts. And before we start the stream, it is going to start off a little different than it normally starts. So like I said, I would like to allow a few people to get in. I would like to have a couple eyes, a couple ears under the sound of my voice to hear what it is I have to say, what it is I need to say. So, like I said, we're going to allow a few other people to get in before we get started. But Corey, it has been quite some time since we've seen you on. I think the last time we had you on was in the Pantheon stream, but the last time we had you on just a Planet Fanatic stream was a while. So, how has it been? How have you been since the last time we've seen you?
Good. I'm literally just working and being a mom. And then I recently just got a puppy, so I'm juggling that. So if you see me looking around, it's because my puppy dog's loose and I'm making sure he's not causing chaos. But I've been good. I've been doing really good, honestly. I can't complain. Just, doing me, getting to the bag.
Yeah, that's good.
Paying them bills.
I feel you on that.
Same old.
Feel you on that. This snowstorm or whatever these past 2 days has been quite annoying.
Yeah, very inconvenient.
Yeah, messing with my money.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
How are you? We've talked a little bit since the last time I've been on here, but
no, I'm fine. I'm good. Like I said, I don't really have too many complaints about anything like that because as far as like working or anything like that, most people know I have my own self-employed basically, so it's work when I want to work and
what you need to
it's
do.
been free. It has been a freeing experience, I can tell you that.
I bet.
Freeing experience. But like I said, I did want to let a few people get in here. I don't know if we have enough in here or whatever. But I did want to allow a few people to get in here before we started the stream tonight. Bear with me one more second here. And we are going to start the stream a little bit differently than we normally start it. Bear with me one moment.
Howdy, folks. Howdy. Let me see who's all up in here. Hello, Professor the Film. Zangbito, hello. JD, nice to see you. Black Panther, nice to see you. Official Liam, nice to see you. Hello, Chill, always a good time. Terrell, nice to see you.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
I do appreciate everybody being here this evening. As I said before, all the people that are coming in. I wanted to address some things before we started tonight's stream. Before we start tonight's stream, it's going to be started just a little bit differently. And once I address this, I will not address this again. I'm only going to address this once because I don't want the idea to be that this is what my channel is or that myself even is in some type of back and forth, Mean Girls type of high school drama. I'm not in that. But I've always said one of my biggest things with me has always been do not come for me unless I send for you. Not only don't come for me unless I send for you, I stay out of drama. I stay in my lane unless it explicitly involves me. I stay in my lane, or at least I try to, especially in this YouTube shit. I get on YouTube. I started this channel back in late and I say late, basically 2022, but I started this channel December 23rd of 2021. That was our first video that went up. And if you have been here since day one, you know that there are faces that are not currently here that were here day one. And that is simply because I don't play well in the sandbox with a lot of people. And the people that I do play well in the sandbox with are the people that you still see the faces that are around me today, as in Corey, Q being my cousin, and I have a relationship that has been formed with Marcus and Chill and some other people like that that I have met along this YouTube journey, and especially the community that I have built along this YouTube journey. And I don't plan on stopping this journey anytime soon, as we all know. I have my own means of work now, and I'm putting a lot more into YouTube and trying to make YouTube be one of those main sources of income for me. Now, with that all said, I do know that there are a lot of you that watch me, that watch Back of the Bus, that watch Chillmonger, that watch Fatal J, that watch the Spoiler Kings, that are watching E-Man, that are watching John Campia, that are watching everybody, watching Theo B, watching Be Real with Be Real, watching everyone. And that's fine. We're all a part of this recast T'Challa community. So what you might not hear me say, another recaster might say, and might say it even better than I did, or whatever the case may be. So we're all under the same umbrella. You're all seeing the same stuff that I'm seeing. You're all a part of the same and subscribe to a lot of the same recasters that are in these recast conversations. So it's no secret that I'm sure you all have been privy to some of the, I guess, and I use this word lightly, beef, on my end at least, beef and drama that has been going on with Theo B and Dre Mac. And I guess his issues with Chill, his issues with Fatal J, or whoever, his issues with Blue, and whoever else he may have issues with. I have also had videos sent to me from different people saying, "Oh, Darius, within this feud that they're having, and I'm going to backtrack here in just a second. Within this feud that they're having, your channel and your name is being mentioned, and I'll get videos sent to me, but Planet Fanatics is not said. Darius's name is not explicitly said. So therefore, I stay out of the conversation and stay in my fucking lane. I'll have another video sent to me saying the same thing. I'll listen to it. Darius's channel's not said. Darius's name is not said. So Darius stays the fuck in his lane. I've recently had a video sent to me that said that was of Theo B. So I want to address this now. If any of you watching want to go and set your screen recorders to record, now is the time to do it, because I'm sure this will make its way back to him some way, somehow, and nor do I care. I want to make sure that I get this out there and make this very fucking clear. I'm not the one to poke. I'm not the one to prod at, especially when I've stayed in my motherfucking lane. I haven't said shit to not one person. I'm not in this imaginary beef that Theo has made up in his fucking mind. And the reason I say he's made it up in his mind is because the recent video that has come to me of him speaking on other recasters and other channels and YouTubers and things like that, he said that, I guess in that video, he said that there was a meeting off the books in 2021, and that I was present, Chill was present, Marcus was present, as the Back of the Bus, E-Man was present, and some other channels may have been present, Dre Mac and others. I want to make this very clear to you all. In 2021, December 23rd, 2021, my first video went up. I didn't know Chill. I didn't know Blue. I didn't know Dre. I didn't know E-Man. I didn't know any of them. Our first recast video didn't go up until a couple months after. My first video that I ever did with Chill, that I ever spoke to Chill, spoke to E-Man, spoke to Marcus, was in October of 2022, damn near a year later of me starting my motherfucking channel. I stayed in my motherfucking lane. I only consorted with the people that were in this room with me. That was Trey, Kellen, Q, Levante, the guys that were my co-host. I didn't venture outside of my YouTube channel. And if I did, that's none of your motherfucking business anyway, but I didn't venture outside of my YouTube channel. I spoke to the people that were in this room. I stayed in my lane once again. But somehow, some way, my name and my channel has been thrown into this beef, this imaginary beef that has been made up. And the reason I say it's imaginary is because, like he said, there was some meeting off the books had in 2021. Well, there's no meeting on the books for there to be a meeting off the books. I don't know if any of you think that there is some type of a syndicate that we have, some type of cabal that we have, some type of group message that we have, that we're all in secret conspiring and consorting and talking about people behind their backs. Let me explain something to you. I graduated high school 12 years ago. 12 years ago. And I left all that high school childish bullshit, mean girl, cliquey shit in high school. I'm not here to join cliques. I'm not here to be talking about people behind their backs. Especially, I'm a grown-ass motherfucking nigga. I'm not here to be talking about some other grown-ass nigga that I don't even know, that I don't even care about, that I'm not even thinking about. So for my name and my channel to be thrown in the mix of this bullshit, this imaginary bullshit, keep me out of it. I'm not in this. Keep me the fuck out of it. You are a grown-ass nigga sitting over there, how old? 50, 60 motherfucking years old. You better tend to your family and your needs. Don't tend to shit that's going on over here with Planet Fanatics. But see, now you poked the bear. Now that you've poked the bear, I am involved. I'm involved now. But I'm not going to keep repeating this. I'm not going to have this conversation over and over again. This is the very first time I've addressed this. And this has been going on for 3 years. 3 years this has been going on. And the reason I say it's been going on for 3 years is let me give you how I said earlier, I'm going to backtrack. Here's the backtrack. When we did that live stream with E-Man and Chill for the very first time of me meeting them back in October of 2022, right after that, there was a live stream done by Theo B, where he was crying and bitching then too, talking about why he wasn't invited. He guess he's not good enough and this and this and that. Here's my thing. If you felt that way, you should have come to me. Instead of going behind my back and bitching and crying, it sounds like you got a bit of jealousy, but that's not from me, brother. That's you projecting. If you are sitting here bitching and crying, talking about why you're not invited and this and that, you are too old, too grown to be sitting there talking about why you weren't invited to a motherfucking live stream. Nobody's consorting behind your back. And for you to be thinking that, again, that's imaginary. You have that shit made up. That means that you got some personal shit going on that you need to work out. You got some shit that you and the man in the mirror need to work out. Don't be trying to pull other motherfuckers into your bullshit. That's between you and you. Now, there's the comic book shit we talk about. There's the movie shit we talk about. And then there's real life. Don't get the two shit confused. Don't get them confused. Stay in your lane, and I'm going to stay in mine. So if any of you have a problem with anything that I just said, if you are on team whatever, because if you want to pick teams and do that, you do that. I'm going to continue to be Planet Fanatics. I'm going to continue to be me. But what I'm not going to do is sit back and let another motherfucker talk crazy behind my back. You poked the bear, now you got my attention. I'm not Chill. I'm not Dre. I'm not Blue. I'm not none of them. Keep me out of this bullshit. You a grown-ass nigga, too grown to be doing this mean girl, cliquey-ass shit. You better keep it to the comic books and the comic books only. Now, with that said, we do have a show for you this evening. The Friendly Neighborhood, The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a great show. I think it's phenomenal on Disney Plus, and it's something that we're definitely going to talk about. Daredevil Born Again is going to be coming out in March, and it's definitely going to be something that we're going to discuss as well. So once we finish discussing that, looks like Will Smith has recently discussed how he is interested in doing Hancock 2 and how him and Michael B. Jordan have recently sat down to talk about I Am Legend 2. We'll talk about that as well. I've also had an article sent to me from, I think it was CBR, where they said that the Black Panther franchise could be just as doomed, if not worse, than the Blade franchise. So we'll jump into that as well. All right.
I hate it when we're right.
Now, Corey, you said that you have not watched the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, correct?
Correct, which is shocking considering my son is like a huge Spider-Man fan, but no, we have not been able to get around it. But I have been seeing a lot of reviews on X and on Instagram and on Facebook from a few, insiders that I follow, and I'm hearing nothing but great things. I personally love the animation alone. I really like that just comic book style that it has going on. So I'm very excited to kind of dive into this world in this part of Peter Parker and see what he has to show us.
Yeah, I didn't think that I was going to like the animation. I remember when they when they had released the tease for the show, I was like, oh, the animation, I'm not down for it. But I get what they're trying to do, and it looks really good after you start watching it. It's a really good show.
Mhm.
Really good show. Love the show. But we're definitely going to get into the reviews for it because I think it hit a lot of people differently. I hit a lot of people, a
Yeah,
lot of
I've
people
been
are saying
reading.
like, well, a lot of people are just saying like the animation as far as like X-Men 97 was a huge hit. And they're saying that Marvel did it back to back with the animation when it comes to uh, Spider-Man. So it looks really good. I like it. I thought the show was a 10 out of 10, honestly. I've said each time that, I've come on live and talked about it that I wish that this Spider-Man was the MCU Spider-Man because his story is what we want in the MCU.
Right.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
I heard that
The villains,
executed
all
the
of it.
story very well.
Yeah. No, they've executed it really well. And not only that, the connectivity of the universe, you've got Doctor Strange showing up. You've got, Venom has shown up. You've got all his villains, Scorpion, Dr. Rock. You've got Tombstone and his origin story happening. Harry, you've got Green Goblin's origin story happening, which is
Right.
beautiful. It's great. It's great. Amadeus Cho is there. You've got so many different characters. Like I said, this universe is honestly what we would even want the MCU to be. The connectivity of it all, how it all just flows.
But that's just
pretty great.
That's the great thing about animation is you just have more leverage to just expand that storyline and side characters and explore the world more. So I am very excited because I feel like we're going to get way more of a backstory on everyone that is involved with Peter Parker and how we got here.
Right. But I do want to read some of these reviews here, just from some people. Let me see, because I can put this on here. I think. Oh, maybe hold on. Let me see. This is different because I'm using StreamYard, so I forget I got to share this.
Hey, Raymond. It is I.
Oh, not that screen. Okay. All right. Now, on your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. How do I zoom in on this? Okay. Like I said, great show. The reviews have been really positive. I think this is a really massive hit for Marvel. I know as far as like just the reviews and everything go, they're already working on season 2 and 3. Coleman Domingo recently did an interview with Josh talking about at the Happy Sad Confused podcast with Josh, talking about how he's ready for us to see the evolution of Goblin, how Norman Osborn is going to turn into Goblin, and we've seen that somewhat already with the last episode, the finale here. We've seen Tombstone, Lonnie turning into Tombstone. It's just a really good show. Like I think like if they could have done this in the MCU, maybe it wouldn't have been missed. But so this person says, I think it's absolutely fair to say we are living through a new golden age of superhero animation. We haven't had this good in 15 years. I can't believe how great Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is. And I would agree with that. Now, I didn't watch, I think that's My Dad Superman or whatever that one's called. I didn't watch that one. I did watch the Batman one. It was okay. Of course, I watched both of these. They were great. But this is the first time where I will say, if you're comparing these two DC animated projects to these two top Marvel-related projects, Marvel wins. And that's not something I always say. I think DC is king when it comes to animation over Marvel. But these two projects here, opposed to these two projects, are great. Yeah, are really, really good. I didn't watch Creature Commandos either. I don't know if I can play this. I don't think I can. But they have so many different parallels because it's not the same universe. It's not the same universe as our 616 universe. So the differences are like his mentor is Norman Osborn, opposed to it being Tony Stark. Instead of like this fight scene here, the parallel that they were giving, spoiler, I mean, I don't know if that's really the parallel that they were kind of showing here was the parallel in No Way Home. They even have the parallel of No Way Home when he was going to end up killing Goblin. Even in the what scene was it? The scene where I think it's in the first Spider-Man film with Tom Holland, Homecoming, where he walks into the apartment and Tony's sitting on the couch and he turns around and Aunt May's there. Did the parallel there, instead of it being Tony, it was Norman Osborn. They did the exact same scene, just animated it. It's really cool. We haven't met Mary Jane or Gwen or anything yet. Say it again.
But still, I said I think it's really cool that they're finding ways to make it canon to one of our universe that we have already been introduced to, as far as like Peter Parker. So I've heard nothing but great reviews on the show, and I'm very excited to actually sit down and take the time to watch it.
Yeah. It's a really good show. It's a really good show. Like I said, I didn't think that it was going to be what it is, but it is a very good show. Doctor Strange is even great in it. He's already fought Daredevil. He's shows up in the show. It's like I said, it's good. It's good. This ending scene here was a really good scene. Awatu, I think I didn't notice it when I was watching. I saw a lot of people posting the picture of it, but I guess Awatu was watching at the end here. Was in the stars watching Peter. The final swing was a great shot as well, but they didn't just go through the final swing for Peter. They went through and showed a lot of different individuals that they focused on season 1, like Doc Ock, Norman Osborn,
right,
others, and showed what they were currently doing in those moments and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Really setting up season 2 and 3 that they're already working on. So we should have those fairly quick. Nico Minoru, coming into her powers and things like that. Well, I think she already knows what she's doing. She's just been keeping it a secret this entire time from Peter. So it's like I said, they've got a lot of good. This scene was good too. This was a good scene. The scene between Norman and Doc Ock, great scene. Really, and it's not a cartoon like where there's no drama, substance, or anything like that. It has all of that. Right. Think X-Men 97. I'm not going to say it's X-Men 97. It's not, but it is. It's in the same lane, just not all the way up there. But it is really good. It's really good. So I do encourage, if you have not watched Amazing, your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, check that out. You can binge all 10 episodes. They are all on now. So their season 1 is completed. It was really, and I like the way they did it too. It was quick. They released 2 to 3 episodes each week.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it was pretty nice. I loved it. And I see that other people's loved it too. I know Liam enjoyed it. And I think Brian said he watched it as well. I know that Stamina said that he was checking it out as well, and a few others. But if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a very good show. But we'll move here to the next thing. Next thing that we'll check out is just going to be, let me see what Will Smith said here. So Will Smith is talking about Hancock 2, and he's also talking about I Am Legend 2. He said they sat down with Michael B. Jordan and talked about, no, CBR is not making you do a log in. Oh, no, okay, they're not. So talk to Michael B. Jordan about I Am Legend 2. We haven't talked about I Am Legend 2 in a minute.
I don't think.
Yeah, not since like the old setup. But it is still going. Michael B. Jordan is still a part of it. Will is going to, he says that they've sat down and talked out character stuff and things like that for the film. So we should be getting more word on that, on what's going to be coming as far as script, plot, what it's going to be about, things like that, obviously. And then as far as Hancock 2, that was the one I was surprised when he said that. I really do like I Am Legend, but if I had to choose which one I would prefer to see first, I'm interested in the Hancock
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what is going on with that. So, but he says that he is going to be working on Hancock too. But let's listen exactly what he said. He sat down in an interview, and this is what he said. Can you hear that? You may not be able to hear that because I don't think people can ever hear it when I play it through StreamYards. Do this, Corey. Hold on.
See if I can play it.
Yeah. If you go down there to present and then share screen.
Where? Present and share screen. Okay.
And then I'm just going to send this to you. Let me stop. And then you can share that.
It's not popping up on my end.
Wait, you guys said you could hear it?
It's not showing up on my end.
Give me a thumbs up in chat if when I played that video you could hear that. Because if so, then I can play it. But I don't think that they could ever hear it when I use StreamYards. And Corey, you said you couldn't hear it?
I can't hear it.
Let's see. And you can't hear that, though?
I can't hear that, no.
Okay, so they can't hear. Brother Stark said he can't hear.
What
are you saying you can't? Yeah, so go to present, then go to share screen.
Yeah, but your tab doesn't, I'm like under Chrome tab, but I don't see your link at all.
That's fine. I may just have to read it. I forget. StreamYards is weird. I don't know why it doesn't let me or allow for my
Can I like go through my Twitter and see if I can look it up through your profile? See if that works.
I don't even know what you're talking. What do you mean by that?
Like if I share my screen instead and go onto my Twitter, because I already have my Twitter pulled up, and go onto your profile.
That's what I was saying. Share your screen, and I sent the video to you in a DM.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
There's a scope of understanding that Michael B. Jordan has.
Can you guys hear that?
Oh, somebody said Hancock too. That's my favorite Will Smith.
Hancock, yeah, no, that's what, yeah. So they be leaking all my information. Yeah, so now there's.
Okay, well that's a disaster.
There's a really cool and.
Guys hear that? No.
Say it again. No, couldn't. It was too choppy. Couldn't hear it. But basically, he's talking about Hancock too. Anyway, it says during a recent appearance on the. Oh, yeah, it was just choppy. But the article, I'll just read it because it says during a recent appearance on the XQC's Twitch stream, Smith shared an exciting update on the possible sequel to Hancock. While the project appears to still be in its infancy at this point, Smith teased that there's a really cool idea in mind for where to take Hancock to. While nothing is guaranteed at the stage of the possible sequel's early development, the Oscar-winning actor also revealed how Zendaya is being courted for a role in the film. If the film ends up moving forward, and I did see that where they were talking on Twitter about Zendaya possibly being looked at for a role, but it looks like Zendaya is being looked at for a lot of roles. She's also in the new Odyssey film, which I didn't even know she was in the new Odyssey film. I didn't know she was a part of that cast, but that's a crazy cast. So yeah, she's gonna be a part of that. So Zendaya's got a busy schedule. She's doing Euphoria season 3 as well. Schedule. Yeah, very busy schedule. But I'm more interested in Hancock. I saw Raymond say he hadn't seen Hancock. That's crazy. Definitely watch that. I Am Legend is a great film. Love that movie.
You have to watch it. It's a classic. It's a classic, like Will Smith movie.
Definitely got to watch that one.
Yeah.
But Hancock is the one that I definitely want to see more than anything. So that is in development. If that is something they're doing, I Am Legend is definitely happening, but Hancock 2 is in development. So we'll see what that looks like. Corey, you'll have to share your screen again. Let me see. We'll go ahead, though, and do Daredevil. They released a clip for Daredevil. That comes out March 4th, but I'll do the article here in just a second. But they released a clip, a 35-second clip of Fisk and Matt talking. You want to talk about something that I am actually really excited for? It's this one. I'm ready for Daredevil. I think it looks really good. The darkness of the trailers that we've gotten so far, how the showrunner is saying that they think it's even darker than the first the Netflix series. They're even giving caution now to some of the darker episodes if you have trigger warnings and things like that. So they are really trying to hype this up and juice this up. And I really don't think that they have to, just based off of that first trailer. I know some of you in the chat early on said that you weren't really interested after seeing that first trailer, but after that first trailer and after, some of the other TV spots that we've gotten since that first trailer, I think that this shit looks like it's going to be the thing that, I said at the beginning, the thing that Marvel's going to be trying to push people toward after Brave New World. But I don't even think that. I think, people, obviously the general audience is having a great time with Brave New World, which is great. So maybe this is good for Marvel. That'll be a good thing for Marvel to have people being so high on Brave New World, then wanting to check out something more, on the Disney Plus side with Daredevil, especially if you're already going to have people coming in that already watched the Netflix series. I've already previously attached to that, and this being a continuation of that, it looks like they might be in a pretty good spot right now, as far as the general audience is concerned. So Daredevil looks like it's really going to be good. But and I'm going to tag you in this one, Corey. They released a clip today on, what was this? The Today Show, Good Morning America, one of these. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, reading some things that was sent to me. But anyway,
You're good.
I'm going to tag you in this. And this is the clip that they showed today on the Today Show with Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, in their little meeting that they're having, because the situation that's going to be going on in the show is going to be so crazy with Muse that it's going to bring Kingpin and Daredevil to have to work together.
I don't see where you...
It should be in your notifications.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't make it to Hell's Kitchen much these days.
Neither do I. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
Thank you.
You're a real man of the people now.
A rich man, by his very nature, is self-serving. A mayor serves his city.
Huh.
You don't seem entirely
Can you
convinced.
blame me? Considering you've tried to kill me a few times over the years. I don't make it to Hell's Kitchen much these days.
Neither do I.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's gonna.
I'm excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. The situation with them is going to, or the situation with Muse is going to bring them to have to work together, though. And
Yeah.
that is going to be interesting. Muse is going to be interesting. So I'm
I
pretty
also
ready for
saw,
this show.
I don't know if you already brought this up, but the fact that he has to go ask, help from Frank too
Oh yeah.
is going to be good. Like going to the Punisher and
Yeah.
asking for help. So I'm
Yeah, no.
just excited.
I'm ready too. I'm ready. The executive producer, this is what they said. She said she was teasing the Muse storyline in Daredevil Born Again and said, I would warn people to be very mindful of any kind of triggers there may be, because Muse is a serial killer. He is not a good guy by any means, but some of the sequences with him are pretty compelling and creepy. So again, trying to warn people of just what this is going to be. For those that don't know, Muse is Muse is inspired by Daredevil, but he takes it a bit further than Daredevil goes, and will sometimes use the different body parts, organs, and of his victims as art to represent the point he's trying to make. So we'll see a lot of that within within the series. He is, like I said, the main villain in the series. They've even teased that Elektra and the Hand Ninja Clan and Daredevil. Well, that's for season 2, but they've said that we could possibly see an Elektra tease in season 1 as well. Charlie Cox did say expect a few fun cameos. So I'm thinking Elektra's probably going to be one of those, especially if she is going to have a heavy presence in season 2. So Muse and all those Muse and Daredevil going to be a good show. Definitely check it out. I know, like I said, that is March 4th. The episode guide list here that they have, we got 2 episodes, March 4th, 1 and 2. March 11th, we've got episode 3. March 18th, episode 4. March 25th is episode 5 and 6. I thought there were more episodes than that. Are they only doing 6 episodes in the seasons again?
Yeah, I think last time we talked about it, they were potentially talking about adding more, but I think with everything that's been going on in the Marvel Universe, there was also a rumor talking about they were only going to do 6.
I see here it says originally announced as an 18-episode TV series, likely released. How ambitious a feat delivering that many episodes over more than 4 months would be. The hero's small screen return has since evolved into 9-episode season. I see. Okay. I see. So yeah, that's what they've got coming up. Daredevil is going to, I think, be a massive hit for Marvel. So definitely check it out. March 4th is going to be the first episode. That's in a couple of weeks here. What's that, like 2 weeks? It's in 2 weeks. So definitely check that out. All right. We'll move here to the last thing. And the last thing we'll move to is just going to be the article that was sent to me from Andre Ware, and Planet Poppy sent this to me as well. And this is from CBR. And CBR titled this article, "Despite its $1 billion success, the MCU franchise may be more doomed than Blade." Going on to say in the article here that the 2018 Marvel, and I haven't read this article, so it's the first time I'm reading it. So, but the title alone is, interesting, but not shocking either. So the 2018 Marvel Studios movie Black Panther was a major success, with the film following the character's cinematic debut 2 years beforehand and cementing him as one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's most notable heroes. Sadly, things were derailed due to the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, who portrayed Black Panther / T'Challa until the release of the Avengers Endgame. Now at least one more movie is planned, but the franchise itself might not be where it once was. Rumors persist that T'Challa will soon be recast in the next few years, and this act would only make 2022's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever completely pointless. Furthermore, the movie already furthered a problem of the series not having much material to originally use for the property. Add in the decreasing interest in both the Black Panther character and the MCU as a whole, and the cultural movement for Black Panther may be over, perhaps worse than how things are looking for Mahershala Ali's equally troubled Blade movie. Black Panther recasting rumors invalidate Wakanda Forever. Goes on to say, despite these being denied more than confirmed, there are still several rumors about T'Challa being recast for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This comes after Chadwick Boseman's death in 2020, with the young actor's tragic battle with cancer completely impending with the Marvel Cinematic Universe had planned for Black Panther. Thus, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was a mixed textural sequel, with T'Challa killed off in the MCU and the movie used to mourn him. In the end, with Shuri replacing her brother as Black Panther, cementing that T'Challa was gone for good in the grand scheme of things. Further adding to this, and the fact that T'Challa has been completely removed from almost all other Marvel works, and upcoming video games featuring Captain America and the Black Panther is set in the past, with T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, in the role of the later mantle. T'Chaka is also the Black Panther in the first season of X-Men 97, a fact which seemingly confirms that Spider-Man, the animated series, and X-Men, the animated series, were not truly in the same continuity as the 90s animated Marvel shows. Ironically, moviegoers may have noticed this and somewhat rejected the second movie for getting rid of T'Challa's Black Panther. Wakanda Forever made a more than respectable box office haul, scoring over 800 million USD at the time when the MCU had began to dwindle. While this was definitely a great amount, it was also about $500 million less than what the first movie made. It created the sense that the first Black Panther mostly made its money due to a combination of the MCU's general popularity and cultural/political movement, such as Black Lives Matter, more than anything. And when these things became less dominant in large conversations, interest in the character/property did the same. I disagree with that part. It goes on to say, it didn't help that some cynically saw the sequel as using Boseman's passing as a marketing tool, with some questioning if it should have ever or even been made without simply recasting the former main character, something Boseman himself wanted. They're even saying that. Now, even considering the chance of recasting T'Challa in the next 5 to 7 years only proves that this direction should have been taken for the first sequel. These rumblings only further invalidate Wakanda Forever, which already introduced the somewhat controversial Namor. Not only was that character heavily changed from the comics, but his actor is now essentially canceled due to sexual harassment. Okay, so I just want to on that sexual harassment thing. I haven't heard anything about that since the whole thing. I don't know about him being canceled. I don't know if that I don't know anything about him being canceled because I haven't heard anything about that since then. But the last time I brought that up, I thought people on Twitter were like, "Oh, don't bring that's not real. Stop trying to blah blah blah, start things or whatever." But that's interesting that they added that in here and then putting that he's canceled. I
was just about to say the fact that they added it in there, though, is speaking volumes.
Yeah, I don't. That's interesting. That he's not. I don't. He's not canceled. That's not a thing. But I don't know why they said that though. But it goes on to say he's therefore unlikely to appear. That's not true. Again, without being recast himself, making the second Black Panther movie feel like a uh, uh, maudlin, weepy waste of time. That's not true. He's definitely going to be. He's definitely going to be in it. He's not going to be recast. What's his name? Tanakh. Those charges, I don't think those charges went any further than social media. I don't think there was articles, there
Okay.
was anything else about it or anything like that.
I was
I
like,
don't
I
think
personally
Marvel.
didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know anything about that part, which I don't think that's even true on that latter part or the last part they put there. Goes on to say, currently there's a third Black Panther movie in the works by Marvel Studios and director Ryan Coogler, likely to finish the themes of the first two films in some ways. Fans don't know where the story will go. The only thing that's known at the moment being that acclaimed actor Denzel Washington will have a role in it. Sadly, this almost comes off as a stunt casting in order to create some hype and excitement for the movie, which is currently something of a head scratcher. Killing off T'Challa in the MCU created a narrative dead end for Black Panther movies, especially since the few noble stories from the comics focused on him as Black Panther. His main runs of note are the Christopher Priest runs, and some extent the uh, Tanashi. Tanashi Coates penned comic books run, both of which had T'Challa in the driver's seat. I think these are so. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that because it's. I'm not gonna say it because it's just something I've said over and over and over again. This is something that is repeated to people all the time whenever we talk about recasting T'Challa, and they're like, "Oh, well, they can use Suri's comics. What the what stories? The stories that people weren't interested in, and the few runs that she did have." Like they said, the stories are all about T'Challa, and comics. It should have been that way in film. Um, so that's why I'm not repeating it because it's just a broken record. But it goes on to say, using any of this for the third movie, which won't even feature T'Challa at all, will feel wrong on several levels and show how vital he was to the narrative. Adding insult to injury is the fact that Wakanda Forever did nothing to set up a sequel or broaden the large scope for individual mythos. As noted, the movie's plotting pace was focused more on acting as a sort of memorial engaging than an engaging narrative, and there was a little indication by the end to where things would go. Thus, it's all. I'm sorry. Thus, it's all around difficult to see where the franchise will go, especially since this movie has begun largely independent among the other MCU films. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't retcon it. They're not gonna. I mean, you could, but they're not. They're not gonna retcon
Yeah,
the
they're
film.
not
So there's
gonna.
just, yeah. So besides the third and fourth Avengers movies, the Black Panther mythos hasn't been particularly present or relevant in the broad Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is arguably a good thing, as it showcases how to make these movies fully formed within themselves and not simply commercial for upcoming crossovers. Sadly, it also means that the MCU as a whole can't be drawn upon in order to propel the narrative or propel the narrative of the third film in some way. Likewise, it remains to be seen just how popular Black Panther as a concept still is. It's still very popular, especially in the shared universe waning days.
I mean, 90% of what this person is saying is not necessarily wrong.
No, they're not wrong at all. Not wrong at all on it. It says the decreasing box office haul of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever compared to the first movie may have been a grain yet subtle sign of things to come. As noted, this was a stark decline from the first movie and a signal that audiences were possibly less interested this time around. It also came as Marvel's cinematic universe in a general it also came as the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general was seeing many of its newest entries either facing decreasing box office performances, more negative reception, or general disinterest. As far as the box office and how it's different from the first one, the biggest thing was no one wanted to go see a funeral. I mean, that was the biggest thing.
Right.
No one wanted to
That was
watch
the
a funeral.
biggest thing. I was about to say, no one wants to see the death of a character that's vital in a movie, let alone
And
in real
then
life.
once word of mouth got around, it got even worse. Nobody was
Right.
interested in seeing that. It says, for instance, 2021 saw the release of Eternals for the first critically rotten MCU movie, and a film also disappointed financially. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was a disastrous start for Phase 5, and fellow 2023 movie The Marvels was even bigger. Oh, The Marvels was 2023? Damn. Even bigger bomb. That's now borderline infamous in its reception. That speaks to a sort of MCU inflation that added the movie in the shared universe previous movies and phases. MCU inflation meant that the otherwise B-list or lower Marvel heroes seen in movies from phases 1 through 3 were able to get over with audiences and the broader culture due to how popular these films had become. By releasing several successful movies starting in 2008, Marvel Studios was able to launch seemingly any character into franchise. The general zeitgeist of popularity and must watch nature of these movies lifted characters in films that might have otherwise been comparatively ignored. As a result, when these movies began to dip in quality and lose its interest or general moviegoers, the true popularity of certain characters was finally revealed. Without the former excitement of the MCU to push these properties further, certain heroes were shown to be a lot less enticing in growing marketing or ideas or concepts. And that was seen with that's seen with this phase in general. People were going to
Right.
see what they wanted to go see. If it wasn't good, if it didn't feel like it had any consequence to it, people just weren't going to go see it. Um, and that is proven a lot with a lot of these Disney Plus shows as well. Even Iron Man himself could be counted among the number. Could be counted among this number, as he's mostly popular by way of the cinematic incarnation played by Robert Downey Jr. More than any other medium, such is the reason why his comic books continue to sell at a mediocre at absolute best capacity amid consistent relaunches with Matt Fraction runs and the Invincible Iron Man, which ended all the way back in 2012, being the last time these comics were even discussed or relevant to fans. But like most MCU goers aren't reading comics anyway.
I was about to say, they're not reading comics, they're usually just sticking to the movies.
Yeah, most of these people aren't reading comics anyway. It goes on to say it doesn't help that some of these it doesn't help that some of this popularity inflation likely led to the content mill nature of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As a result of the movies making certain characters bigger than ever, the fact that these heroes and properties sometimes lacked iconic stories from the comics was ignored. It's arguable as to know how many of these characters needed sequels, especially if they had never been incredibly popular in the source material. The same is the case for Black Panther, whose popularity was very much driven by his appearance in the MCU. Oh, do I want to go to the fucking 5 more paragraphs of that? All right. Let's see this. Though. This was the official trailer for the Black Panther film. I haven't seen this in forever, so I do want to play it. So let's look at this. Yeah, he had to be there.
Me and
Oh.
KJ were just rewatching this movie last week, and it's just peak Marvel, peak cinema. Just everything was just peak, 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 peak. Perfect. It was perfect.
You know what? I just played that whole thing and realized y'all didn't hear shit that just played.
No, but like you don't have to hear shit. You know exactly
Y'all
what the
didn't hear
going
shit
on.
that was just played. I keep forgetting I am not on OBS. I am on StreamYard. So y'all didn't hear shit that was just played.
Listen, it don't
Well,
matter.
it was a good trailer.
We
It was a
felt
good
it.
trailer.
We felt it in our soul.
That's funny. Oh
Yeah,
man,
we
I keep
felt it in our
forgetting that
soul,
this shit
nigga.
does not. Yeah, I'm sorry. They did not hear anything that was just played.
We didn't need to. I felt it. I was saying every line.
Brian said we could hear it through our eyes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Raymond said we saw the movie. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there were some points. I'm not reading the rest of this, but there were some points in this that points that we've all made and things like that. They've got. I mean, I've said it many, many times. They've got a really big hole. They've got to dig themselves out of. Do I think that they're interested in digging themselves out of that hole? I said no, but only time will tell. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what's going to happen with this franchise and what's going to happen with T'Challa in it and everything like that. I've again said my piece on it and waiting for Marvel Studios to give some official answers to things. But until then, this is absolutely correct. I mean, they named nothing but negative since Wakanda Forever. And due to that very real fact, they, like I said, got a very big hole they've got to dig themselves out of. Question is, are they interested in digging that hole? That is the question. So, as of now, just a wait and see thing. Good
It's
article.
A wait and see. Yeah, great article though. I mean, like I said, 90% of it they're hitting straight facts.
Yeah.
A little bit of it was reaching. A little bit of it was a little reaching, but
the Tanakh thing was definitely reaching.
It was reaching, but for the most part, they was hitting them facts.
Yeah. So, anyway, Corey, you want to touch on just some of those comments there before we close?
Yes. Raymond 2000 said he ain't canceled. They barely bring that case up. Black Panther said wasn't Namor anyway. Andre Ware said, what has Tinoch been in since Wakanda Forever?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Professor Film says it does feel like that. Back to Raymond said, I love Coates' first volume.
I'm talking about Ta-Nehisi's Coates.
Oh, yeah. A national under our feet, or a nation under our feet. Xavier said, WF was too busy with trauma to set up anything else. Stanima said, I'll watch Eternals 10 times in a row before I watch Stuck Under Forever again. Fuck that morbid ass film. Patrick Tyler said Tanakh had them sexual assault allegations. Professed the film. One of the few MCU films I saw in theater 3 times. I'm assuming he was talking about the first Black Panther. Brother Stark said Wakanda Forever is the perfect example of gatekeeping. T'Challa died over some gatekeepers. Facts. Andre Ware, all they had to do was recast T'Challa. Patrick, with T'Challa gone, I had zero interest in Black Panther.
Right.
And then Brother Stark said, but I'd rather watch that trailer with no sound than watch Wakanda Forever at all. Facts. Cinema, better you not get struck on an account of a donkey's old trailer anyways, so y'all good. Brian Fisher just watched Infinity Wars and Endgame again the other day, and man, the stakes were so high. Such a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Brian Fisher also say, I pray the Russos can recreate Infinity and Endgame with Doom and Secret Wars. Tyler Patrick, RDJ's
Yikes.
as Doom is a problem for me. Black Panther, Wakanda, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to repeat the Russos. I know they're definitely going to try, but
They're going to try. They're going to give us something. I don't think it's going to be horrible. I think it's going to be something, but is it going to be what we had before?
The closer we get, it's just not that same hype level when we knew Infinity War was what we were getting, after that Ragnarok film and things like that.
Nothing has been set up like how it was, like you said, we already knew what we were getting in Infinity Wars and Endgame because it was set up from the jumpity jump, and that nothing has been set up for Doom or Secret Wars. I mean, we don't even have a T'Challa.
Yeah,
we don't know where Spider-Man is.
That hype level is just not there.
I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I'm just not excited at the fact that Reed's not going to be in charge because Reed is one of the main characters that leads us into Secret Wars. So it's like, how? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly how it all pans out. Like I said, we have to wait and see. I do not think that as of now, my answer is no. I don't think they're going to repeat that success or magic.
Right. I don't think so either. I think it's going to be something very close though. But
they're going to, it'll be close. They'll try.
Yeah.
They'll try. They'll try for sure. Stamina. Doomsday will be dope if it's 5 hours long. Too much groundwork to cover otherwise. 2 movies remain. One which is on a branch timeline, not happening.
I feel like for sure Secret Wars needs to be 2 parts. Like he said, there's just too much stuff to cover, and I feel like if they want to do it successfully, it needs to be a 2-parter.
I think what they're trying to do is do something in between those films, with Spider-Man being the rumored Battle World film and some type of botched MCU version of World War Hulk being another. I don't know how you're doing in between films. In between that, though, is my thing. Unless Secret Wars is getting pushed back from 2027, which I think we might have talked about that already. We might have said, oh yeah, it's probably going to get pushed back.
Yeah, we talked about that the last time.
Yeah, but unless it gets pushed back, then I don't know how you even do in between films because they're trying to film those movies back to back. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony Mackie recently in his newest interview, one of his newest interviews said that as soon as they finish Doomsday, they go directly into working on Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah.
Yeah. So where do you fit in?
Where do you?
Where do these Battle World films fit in?
Got me out here sounding like a goddamn owl. Who are you gonna fit in between those?
Yeah, you got that's a lot to do. It's a lot to do, a lot of ground to work. So that's why I keep saying we will have to wait and see what the Russos and Marks and McFeely have exactly come up with.
Right. I do know one thing though. I'm getting hungry, so there's that.
Yeah, we are about to close, but yeah. So I will be live tomorrow with the Pantheon with Chill and Marcus, and then I'm live again on Friday. So we are back here to go over other topics and other things like that. Today was somewhat of a slower news day, not that big of a news day, but definitely wanted to get Corey in because she had time today, so wanted to get her on to be able to hang out with everybody as well.
Hopefully try to make it back on Friday with you guys as well. Try to get more back into a consistent schedule now that we're trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, and we'll have a more cohesive conversation chat the next time that you see me on Friday.
Yay!
But other than that, we do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Good to see Corey again. Like I said, tomorrow, 8:30 Central Standard Time for the Pantheon stream, and then Friday, I want to say it should be 8:30 around that time again.
Go see my boys Chill and Marcus.
Right on. But I don't have the outro on here, so this will be one of those streams that ends abruptly, and I hate those. I wish I had my my deal to end the stream the way I want to. But it's going to end abruptly. So like, subscribe, share with your friends, drink your water, smoke your weed, stay in your lane, and mind your own business. Subscribe to this channel. Love you all. Peace out. Have a great rest of your evening.